Good morning, Dr. Steve Dowser, Taylor University, Department of Physics and Engineering, making this video to talk about the ultrasound guide. I was approached by Dr. Eric Hayes, School of Kinesiology here at Taylor University, about making a more updated version of the ultrasound guide that he did some research on and did a publication on. And so I just want to talk about the components of it and how it all fits together. The end user, you're going to receive this in one package where it's broken down into some different parts, and so I thought this would be helpful to help you put it all together. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual ultrasound guide itself, which is here. Let me zoom in on that just a little bit. Let's see. So the actual ultrasound guide itself is mounted on a slider, and the arms articulate, and they are made out of onyx, which is a carbon fiber, chopped carbon fiber reinforced material. So they should be really long wearing and pretty good. A potential note of concern is that after a lot of use, we may see some loosening of these base joints. I did Loctite the socket head cap screws here with a medium strength Loctite, but you should be able to, if it becomes a problem, and again I think that it'll probably take a lot of use before it becomes a problem, but we just don't know at this point without getting some feedback from in the field. So these are Loctited, medium strength, and so if they do start to get to the point where they are very loose, you should be able to unscrew them and put a dab of Loctite and then retighten, and that should again fix the problem for a fairly long time. The way that this actually works is that the guide itself will slide onto the structural aluminum. So we've got just a little guide point here and then a locking lug there. And so literally all we have to do, and I'm holding the little locking lug so that it will slide in. The actual locking lever itself, if you press in and tighten, all right, if you don't press in, it just free swivels, all right, and I did that so that it would just drop out of the way when not needed, all right. So when you get this, the articulating arm will be off of it, and so the piece that will mount to your table, take this off of here. I have 4 different holes, 2 on each end, that can be screwed to your table. I size these for a drywall screw, and so one side actually has a little bevel in it so that the head of the drywall screw will fit in there. That will be the side it faces out. So I also have a piece of tape measure that actually slides in the socket so that you can get repeatable readings. When you mount this to the table, you'll need to just pull that out in order to access those holes. It does have an end cap that will come with it. The end caps just basically are a friction, so they set in, and you have 2 little push grommets that will slide in there and hold it. All right, so those will come with as well. So this will come as a separate entity. So I will have these as one separate entity. All right, now if we go back to the actual the foot immobilizer, which we can see here, I'm going to take apart a couple pieces of it so it can fit in my box as well. Just like the other piece that mounted to your table, we have another piece of extruded aluminum. All right, same story here. There are 2 holes in each end, and I went with a double wide piece of extruded aluminum so that you could have a little bit of adjustment left or right. You may or may not need that. We certainly look forward to feedback on that. So this fits on here the exact same way. There are 3 socket head cap screws here. All right, and they'll actually be in place. You probably have to loosen up the little locking tail pieces. But basically, this just slides in place, and then it's a 6mm Allen wrench to tighten these up. I did not put an actual locking lever on those because, number one, I didn't have a lot of room, and I needed to get at least 2 of them in there. And so I just went ahead, and I didn't figure that this would move a whole lot. Again, we're looking for feedback on whether that is good, bad, or indifferent. All right, so this will be a separate unit that gets shipped to you. Again, the side that has the dishes, and I think you can see that, yep. All right, so you can see a little bit of a countersink there. That's for the side that goes out so that the head of the screw will sit down inside the countersinks and not stick up. I did make a head holder. There it goes. All right. This is 3D printed out of the same onyx material. Come on, zoom in there. There it goes. And as of right now, I just have some foam that's cut out, and I used the footprint dimensions that were provided. This is a stopgap measure. This is designed to get you going and get you moving. What we're going to do, I think, is send out a casting kit so that you can do a silicone rubber mold of your head, and then we can actually make an actual exact fit head that will go into to hold the ultrasound head. So this will be another unit that goes in there. The actual foot immobilizer itself, let me back up just a little bit. And zoom. All right, so this is designed so that you can loosen these up, and you have a variety of holes so that if you need to cant this one way or the other, you'd be able to do that. This has basically the same mounting system as everything else here. That's why I love the 80/20 extruded aluminum structural members. And anyhow, and so I've got this little cap on here. It's going to come off. It will come off here in just a second. Actually, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I did put one that was a screw on for just this reason, and I forgot I did that. So anyhow, that's just held on. And then this can come off. Again, we have the 2 anchoring tail pieces here. Come on. Zoom. There we go. So we have the 2 anchoring tail pieces here that slide in, and those can be switched to any of these holes if you wanted to can it left or right. Okay, the top bar, as you can see, there is an embedded tape measure there so that you can take measurements. There's also an embedded tape measure here. All right, and so those are just friction locked in here. This one is actually screwed in so that it doesn't slide down with usage. When I ship this top T-piece will actually be off of it, and really all that you need to do is loosen up 4 of these socket head cap screws, and it will just slide right off, and then it will go back together the exact same way. And this is a 3/16 inch Allen wrench, which are what the bulk of your materials are. All right, and so that will just slide right off. All right. And this is how it will be packaged, so that this will be a separate unit. So this is revision 1. Come back over to me. So this is revision 1, and there are a couple of improvements that we're already thinking about making, but we're really looking for feedback on what will make this better for you. So one of the first things that I can think of is that the length of the arms. We're thinking about making a short version, a short length, a medium length, and a long length. And I think what we have here would be considered the long length, and maybe even making it an extra long length. So please give us feedback on that. This should be very sturdy. You literally could hang 300 to 400 pounds off of this and not have any constraints there. The limitation will be how much can your table hold. Again, Dr. Doucher, Taylor University, in conjunction with Eric Hayes at Taylor University as well. We hope that you're able to use this just the way that you want, and we are actively seeking your feedback on its deployment. Thank you.